What if I told you that beneath the soil of Central and Eastern Europe lies the story of a people who changed the very fabric of early European history, but whose name today is almost forgotten? The Boians, a culture both mysterious and transformative, left behind traces that shaped societies across the continent. Their migrations, technologies, and traditions ripple through time, raising one question: who really were the Boians, and why do they still matter? Welcome back to Whispers of Lost World, where we journey deep into forgotten civilizations, ancient mysteries, and the echoes of human history that still resonate today. In this video, we are diving into the enigmatic Boian culture, a people whose story blends migration, innovation, and legacy. By the end of this episode, you'll uncover how they spread across Europe, influenced countless communities, and left behind a heritage that archaeologists are still piecing together. So, sit back, and let's embark on this journey through unveiling the secrets of the Boians. The Boian culture has long fascinated historians because of its elusive identity. Unlike the Greeks or Romans, the Boians didn't leave behind written records or monuments carved in their name. Instead, their story whispers through fragments, pottery shards, burial mounds, and settlement ruins scattered across the landscape. Their mystery lies in their mobility. The Boians were not confined to one territory. They spread far and wide, adapting and blending with the peoples they encountered. This gave them a powerful role as cultural transmitters across Europe. The first archaeological evidence emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when excavations revealed distinct pottery designs, metalwork, and settlement patterns that stood apart from their neighbors. Scholars initially debated whether these were signs of a unique people or just variants of existing groups. Slowly, the picture became clearer. The Boians represented a culture in motion, both physically and intellectually. The real breakthroughs came as archaeologists uncovered sites stretching from Central Europe into the Balkans. The material culture, especially their ceramics and metalworking techniques, suggested a community that was both innovative and influential. These discoveries redefined how we understood early European prehistory, showing that migration and cultural blending were far more complex than once thought. To understand the Boian journey, we must trace their earliest settlements. Scholars believe their original homeland lay in Central Europe, likely in regions overlapping with today's Czech Republic and surrounding areas. But why did the Boians leave their homeland? Historians point to a variety of push factors: environmental pressures, the search for fertile land, population growth, and perhaps even conflicts with neighboring tribes. Whatever the reasons, the Boians embarked on a migration that would see them spread across Europe. Mapping their expansion reveals fascinating routes. They moved into Eastern Europe, reaching into the Danube basin, and from there into parts of Gaul, northern Italy, and even the Iberian Peninsula. Along the way, they adapted to new environments, intermarried with locals, and carried with them technologies that would reshape communities. This great migration wasn't a single wave, but rather a series of expansions over centuries. Each movement left behind both permanent settlements and cultural imprints, weaving the Boians into the fabric of many regions. Perhaps the most remarkable contribution of the Boians lies in their influence. Wherever they went, they carried with them a distinctive set of technologies and traditions. Take metallurgy, for example. The Boians were skilled metalworkers, particularly in iron and bronze. Their tools and weapons improved efficiency in farming, hunting, and warfare. Local communities quickly adopted these advancements, accelerating the spread of Iron Age technologies. Their pottery was equally transformative. Boian ceramics bore unique decorative styles that blended practicality with artistry. These designs inspired neighboring cultures, leading to hybrid styles that reflected cultural exchange. Socially, the Boians left their mark through their burial practices. Archaeological evidence shows that they introduced new ways of honoring the dead, elaborate graves with offerings that reflected status and belief. These practices influenced neighboring tribes, shaping spiritual and cultural traditions. But their legacy wasn't just material. Genetic and linguistic traces suggest the Boians merged with many groups they encountered. Some linguists argue that place names across Europe, particularly in regions like Bohemia, may derive from the Boians, keeping their memory alive in language itself. As centuries passed, the Boians expanded westward into Gaul and the Iberian Peninsula. In Gaul, they became entwined with the Celtic world, contributing to what we now recognize as broader Celtic culture. Their migrations didn't erase them, but absorbed them into larger cultural systems. But not every region tells a story of growth. In some areas, the Boians seem to fade from the archaeological record. Why assimilation, wars with stronger neighbors, and the pull of Roman expansion all played a role. By the time Rome rose to dominance, the once distinct Boian identity had largely dissolved into the patchwork of European tribes, and yet their legacy lingers. The very name Bohemia, a historical region in today's Czech Republic, is thought to derive from the Boians. Their influence in metallurgy, pottery, and burial customs shaped early European development. Even if they vanished as a distinct people, their fingerprints remain etched into history. Today, the story of the Boians is far from complete. In fact, cutting-edge archaeological techniques are unlocking new chapters. Modern excavations use ground-penetrating radar, 3D mapping, and advanced dating methods to locate and study Boian settlements with unprecedented precision. Even more revolutionary is the use of ancient DNA analysis. By examining human remains linked to Boian sites, scientists are piecing together genetic connections, revealing how the Boians interacted with and integrated into neighboring groups. This genetic trail helps confirm what archaeology has long suggested, that the Boians were not isolated, but deeply interconnected with the peoples of Europe. But many questions remain. Were the Boians a single ethnic group, or a cultural network bound by shared practices? What drove their migration's necessity, opportunity, or conquest? And how much of their identity survives in modern European populations? Ongoing expeditions across Europe promise more answers. Each new discovery reshapes the narrative, ensuring that the Boian story continues to evolve. The tale of the Boian culture is one of mystery, migration, and transformation. From their earliest settlements in Central Europe to their westward journeys into Gaul and Iberia, the Boians carried with them technologies and traditions that shaped countless communities. Though their name has faded, their legacy endures in the soil, in language, and in the cultural DNA of Europe itself. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson the Boians leave us, that history is not just about the powerful empires we remember, but also about the quieter cultures whose influence still whispers through time. So what do you think? Were the Boians the hidden architects of early Europe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss another journey into the whispers of Lost World.